Amos here, and this is part 2 of 3 of the tutorial for the interior for Sketchup and importing it into Unity 3D. Now, last we left off, we want to make this as detailed as possible, but with very little processing power that we really have to do, because I mean, Unity's a great engine, but you got to know face styles and everything. So let's just jump right back into this, and you'll see what I was saying. Last when we made this, we actually cut it out. We're going to do something kind of the same. Let's add the edges on. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to delete each one of these for the sides that face each other, because this is where our railing is going to go. So just press delete on that. L for line. Bring it down. Then we're going to delete our line. T for tape. We're going over. We're going to find our midpoint, which is 0.3, because all the way down it's only 0.6. But anyways, find our midpoint. There we go. And we're going to do the same over here. We're going to go ahead. We're going to delete this box right here. Oh, we don't want to delete our line, our guideline. And we're going to delete, well, we want to keep the box, but we're also going to delete this right here. So delete, L for line, there we go, and T for tape, and bring that over to that midpoint. Now, as for this right here, this box, we can go ahead and we can delete it, and we could have done the same there on the other side. We just need to know where this X is for our midpoint. We're going back over here. Same thing. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get rid of this. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to go up to the top. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to delete all these. Delete. L for line. There we go. T for tape. Find our midpoints. Oop, Control Z. Back out of that. Same thing. T for tape. Coming down. Point 3. Why is this not doing it? There we go. Midpoint. And we're going to come over here. And for this one, we can actually do the same thing that we were doing before with the other one. We can go ahead and we can get rid of everything. We just need our guidelines to basically say this is the center. L for line. Bring that over. We're going to delete this. T for tape. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to make what our railing looks like. And how we're going to do that is we're just basically, you can either use a circle if you want a regular old like railing. You can use A for arch and basically make it however you want it to look like. So yeah, let's do that. That looks pretty good right there. Same thing using our arch. Let's go down on face. 0.06. T for tape. Going up. We are going to go right here. 0.09. A for arch. Along the red axis. 0.09. And now these are exactly the same. Then all we have to do is we're just going to click on the outside of this box here, and we're going to click on this. Oop, Control Z. And we don't need this guideline down at the bottom anymore. So this is our middle right here. That kind of looks like, I mean, you can get very detailed if you want to, but we're just trying to go real quick here, and what's going to happen is when we go ahead and we use the follow me, because this is white, it's going to turn gray, kind of like the inside, and then you're going to actually, it's going to become transparent. You're not going to be able to see anything. So instead of doing F for offset, and remember how we created the actual sphere, or I'm sorry, the cylinder, you could go ahead and you can do that to reverse it, or you can do it real quick. You could have done this too with this whole entire room, but it's better to show you guys, the harder way. That way you understand, okay, this is exactly how this works. So right click, reverse faces. Now you got the gray on there, and it's good to go. So now that it's gray, we're going to go ahead, click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and including the middle here. So we got all 6 sides there, plus the face. Control C and Control V. We're going to put that right on there. Okay. Now that we've done that, we go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to delete these lines right here. Now it matches up, and we're going to go ahead. We already have our posts. Now we got to create our railings. So A for arch, we're going to go right here to our intersection, and then we're going to go down to the bottom, right up there. Now, it's kind of tough to go ahead, and this railing's going all over the place, so that's why we kept this guideline up here. We're going to go ahead, and this is 6.13. Let's 6.75. That actually looks pretty good. Control Z. Let's do 7 instead. So A for arch, 1, go down to the bottom, 2, so 675, or we'll do 7.25. That looks a little bit better. Okay. So, same thing on this side. 1, after you do your arch, go down, find the intersection point, click on it, looking back up here at your guideline, 7.25. There we go. Now everything should be pretty much exact. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to create our posts. So L for line, and this, whatever we do here, we want it to be symmetrical. So let's click right here on edge, and going down the blue axis, find your blue axis. It was right there a second ago. There we go. Oh, blue axis on face. Escape. On edge. On face. Now this one actually looks like we could go up a little bit more on face. There we go. Press escape. We're going to delete this right here. L for line. Same thing. On blue axis, on face. And these are where all our railings are going. On blue axis, on face. You want to make sure that that on face pops up, because if it's not connected to your face, this is gonna, we're not even keeping these lines, to tell you the truth, because this is just basically our guidelines, kind of like how we use our tape tool, but no tape, we're using lines. Oh, so on edge, blue axis, on face. Oh. On face. You'll kind of have this blue diamond looking thing. Same thing with this. We're going right here. On edge. Look for your blue axis. our blue axis, on face. And last one, on edge, blue axis, on face, and escape. Get out of that. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to press T for tape. We're going to start right here from the very bottom step, and exactly 1.10, but that's already going to pop up over here on the other side. Then we're coming over here, and depending on which one, whatever measurement we take it from, we're going to want to do the same measurement. So click on your midpoint, and we're going over 14.03. So now that that's 14.03, we're going to do the same over here, going over 14.03. Now, if we grab our line tool, go like that, we're going to go straight up along the blue axis, on edge, and it's going to match. So we're going to continue to do that so that both these are exactly symmetrical. So T for tape, go up here, 0.78, but that's not going to matter because whenever we go like that, we're just going to click on this, make sure it's along the green axis, and it's automatically going to match. The ones that you got to remember are these, the length ones. So 14.26. Go over here, same thing. 14.26. Right here, midpoint, 13.72. Right here, same thing, 13.72. Now we're making our railings here. Once we're done with this, of course. This one, next step up, is, well, remember, whichever one you could go from this edge or this edge. I'm going to use this top one right here, and 13.83. Same thing, use the top one, 13.83. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and, what's the next one? 13.83, 13.82. So this is 13.82. And wherever these intersect right here, that's where we're going to be putting our line. We only have 3 more steps, and then we get to the fun part of making our railing. So let's mix it up just a little bit. This is going to give us a little bit of a problem. On green, there we go. So this one is 14.77. And since that's 14.77, that would make this 14.77. This is 14.65, same thing, 14.65. And for our last one, this is 16.89. Okay, and 16.89. L for line. Click on this. We're going straight up the blue axis. Oh, there we go. Blue. Bingo. Press escape. Next one. intersection. We're going to look for that X, and we're just going to go until it turns blue. And we'll just go up and down. Okay, there we go. On blue axis, on edge, there we go. Escape. On edge. There we go, along the blue axis. Again, we're going down along the blue axis. Here we go, on edge. Now all these are going to end up exactly parallel to where we put them, so that everything is going to be the same exact measurements. Or, you know what would be even quicker, because we're going to be doing this anyways now that I'm thinking about it. Just press C for circle, find that intersection, and we're going to bring it out by 0.15. There we go. 0.15. 0.15. 0.15. And this is where it gets a bit tricky. 0.15. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're going to find the next one. Intersection 0.15. Next one. 0.15. And these are just the railings. And same thing with this one, 0.15. Now if you want, you can go ahead and you can delete these right now, or you can do it later, which I mean, it's going to be a little tough to do it later, so let's just delete these now, and we're going to do the same over here. So same thing, since these are already, we have our X there, C, and we're going to bring it out by 0.15. Same thing with this, 0.15. And just like with the other one, after like when we were doing the measurements, after you do the same thing over and over, it's just automatically going to do it for you. Oh, that's 0.18, 0.15. Spoke way too soon. So we're going to do this. Now we're going to delete this line, this line. It's getting kind of messy, but let's go ahead and delete this so we can get rid of our guides. We can't get rid of them just yet. Well, you know what? I suppose we can. Yeah, we can go ahead and we can get rid of our guides because we already have these two connected. So we don't need these guidelines anymore, provided that, you know, we don't change anything. So 0.15. 0.15. Same thing with this one. 0.15. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead, we're going to delete this. We have our circles where our pegs are going to be. We have our railing. We have what our railing is going to look like. So edit, delete guides. There we go. Looks a lot cleaner now. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to click on this right here. We're going to use our follow me, and we're just going to click the inside. There's the beginning of our railing. We're going to do the same thing over here. Click on this, follow me, same thing. And it's going to follow it over. P for push and pull. We're going to go in until we kind of go on this face right here. And then we're going to turn, and we're just going to double click because it's all symmetrical. There we go. Alright, same thing for down here, but we might not have to do a whole heck of a lot. This, bring it in, kind of go around the corner. Okay, that looks about good. And same thing, we're just going to go over here and we're going to double click because it's the same measurement. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to bring this up to about here. We can always take care of that a little bit later. There. We can take care of that later too. Although, there, make that disappear. And this will actually bring it up a little bit. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. Same thing for this one. Oop. Bring this up. Let's bring that down to there. The other side looks good. I'm going to bring this up. And this we're going to bring down. It's a little bit better. We can always hide these a little bit later with extra geometry, but that's in the touch-up details, in the final aspect of it. Bring this down, get that out of there. Same thing with this. We're going to go up here. We are going to put this railing right about here. Go over to the other side. Bring that down. It's getting there. Bring this up to about here. And bring this down to right about there. Kind of sink it in there. So we can always edit this a little bit later. Do that. Oop. There's one. Wait for that. Now that we've done that, it's split this in half. So get that out of there. This side's still up. And we're just bringing this right up to the top. There we go. And bring this one down. This one really isn't going to matter much. So let's just keep it like that for right now. Now we can always get rid of this a little bit later, and I'm going to show you how. But we'll take care of that after. That comes into the touch-ups. But there we go. There's one of our railings. And we're just going to click on this. And we're actually going to go over to the other side. And we're just going to click on the top right here. So now it's exactly the same size. Same thing with this. Click on that. We're going to bring it up to there. Same thing, go up, 1, 2, we're the third one down, to here, look for this, oop, Control Z, let's try double clicking it. Yeah, see, that ain't gonna work, that ain't gonna fly. So, double click, oop. And we're going to bring this up to there. That ain't a bad one. This one we can actually bring up a little bit more. Just try to hide it as much as possible. Again, we're going to take care of this after. So, do that. Same thing with this. There we go. Get rid of some of this. We're going to bring this up until we get to about here. We probably should have made this a little bit wider, the railing up here. That way we don't have to go back, and we wouldn't have to go back and touch it up, but this is a good learning process to show you how to go ahead and touch things up. We're going to do that in the third tutorial though. This is just basically adding more detail to this room right now. So for the most part, this is pretty good. We're just going to take this one now, touch-ups, bring this down, bring that into there. We're going to take this one, we're going to bring this one up. Same thing with this. I think we can actually bring this one down, make that disappear. Same thing with this. Bring that down. Bring that down. And notice how these are still pretty much the same on the other side. It's because when we brought these faces up, it actually split the faces, which isn't a bad thing. So now we have a railing. And what we're going to do now is we are going to add on to the scene. Let's add like a front door area. And there's a couple different ways we can do that, again. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do it the easy way. So R for rectangle, doesn't matter really the size or anything, it's just, there we go. P for push and pull, and we're going to bring it up 15 meters. Now that we've done that, we're going to highlight the whole thing, right click, reverse faces. And the reason why we're reversing faces is because we're going to go ahead and we are going to press M for move. Oh, I'm sorry. T for tape. And we are going to go from the bottom here to 9. Let's make this 12 meters over. That's good. So M for move. We're going to grab the corner because it's going to be the corner that's connecting to right here on line. There we go. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to highlight the whole thing, right click, intersect faces with model. Once we've done that, it's going to take a little bit here. Once we've done that, now we got to go in and we got to clean up everything. Remember how I was talking about cleanups? Yeah, this is going to be a lot of cleaning up to do for the railings. But once it's done, it's done. So let's go down into here. We're going to click on the middle right here, press delete. Click on this bottom part, press delete. There we go. Now we got our hallway. P for push and pull. There we go. P for push and pull. Bring it to there. This is now exactly even. We're going to keep the floor right the way it is, just for right now. Yeah, that looks okay. So now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and, since we've intersected the faces, we're going to have to move right in here. And this is where the tedious pain in the butt comes in. You just want to delete all the outsides, all that extra line geometry. Get rid of it. But once it's deleted, then it's done, it's gone, and you don't have to worry about it again. You could leave it, but if you leave it, it's going to bog down Unity. Probably not for a small level like this or like a room, but if you use the same room over and over and over, all this adds up. I mean, all these extra lines and polygons that are being made, just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not being rendered. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get rid of all of this. Just all the way over. Same thing with this, delete. We're going to delete these lines right here. Same with this, delete, 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 going all the way up here. And we're also going to have to delete some faces on the inside of the railing as well. But we're starting off with a banister and we're just working our way up and around. And once we've done that, then you're going to notice things really coming along. So click on the space, press delete. Now we're moving in here. We're going to move in, delete, delete. Make sure we didn't delete anything on the outside here. Okay, everything's looking pretty good for the most part. We're going to delete this, 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 until we start to see our circle popping up. Delete that face, coming up, delete, delete, delete. And that's where this comes in right here. We can go ahead, we can delete this, and this side, this side, this side. Delete. Alright, there we go. Now I know it looks a little cruddy right now, but it'll get better. P for push and pull. We can only go up now. So we probably should have brought that back down and deleted that earlier. But it's alright, it's alright. We can get rid of that later for the super touch-up process. Going back down here, we're going to click on this, delete, and same thing with our faces, the line I mean, and this face right here. That's good. This is extra geometry, get rid of that. Going all the way up the railing. Delete, 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 delete. It's fun saying delete, delete. And keep going. Oh, extra geometry. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, going all the way up. And I think overall, I mean, for this room, you can spend probably just about an hour. But after you do this, you can actually start taking bits and pieces out of this room. Heck, even the staircase. And you can put it somewhere else, you know? And even end up extending the staircase. I mean, that's the great thing about Sketchup. You can just copy and paste. So delete, go all the way up to the top here. Delete, delete, delete. There we go. And going up, up, up. Oh, it's getting a little bit thinner. I think this is one of the last ones. Delete. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit more into it. Delete. Delete. Don't. Oh, we do need that line. Control Z. So yeah, don't delete that one. Apparently. This one though, this can go. Delete. Alright. And this can go. Along with this. And this. And this. And this. Anything else? And it's pretty much not it. Delete. There we go. So now we're seeing all the way down to the bottom there. And we got to here. So we're deleting this. We're coming back around. And we're going to start deleting these edges now. This is basically, like I said, this is the hardest part of this tutorial, is just getting rid of this extra geometry on the inside. Which, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's kind of time consuming, but it's not too much of a pain in the butt. I mean, we're only making a level, is what it is. We're not doing the, we're not making a model of like a guy moving or anything like that. So this, I mean, there could be some leniency of half-assing it, but I wouldn't. And then we're going to end up doing what I call the Sketchup cell method. To, after we're done with this room, maybe we'll make a kitchen or something like that. And it's the way that I use, because I mean, after you if you put too much stuff in, if you make this gigantic world all in SketchUp, it's going to end up like throwing off some of your faces. I'll show you what I mean. I'll give a link to one of the tests of my levels. Probably on the third one there. Oh, what's this down here? Okay, that's the line. Alright, so we got one railing done. So go ahead, do the other railing from top to bottom, and then we're going to jump back into this. And we're going to continue on from there. And from there we will end up adding a little bit more detail to this. We'll add detail to the top, and then I think we'll call it quits, and then we'll leave everything for the third tutorial, texturing, doing all the extra cleanups, and probably adding on a little bit more detail level to our level. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pause this, and we can go ahead and get rid of this right here. Okay, so we've gone back and we've pretty much deleted all the insides, everything. Now we're going to go back up to the top here, and we're going to do the same thing on this side of the railing. We're going to go ahead, we're going to delete L for line from one corner to another. Delete that. T for tape. 0.3. 0.3. We're going to delete this once again. Delete, 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 delete. L for line. There we go. T for tape. There we go. And we're going to do L for line. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over here. Intersection. There we go. T for tape. Go down to the bottom. Midpoint. And we're going to go over by 1 meter. L for line. Well, actually T for tape. Let's lock this in. So L for line, bring that straight up until it's on the blue axis. Press escape. There we go. And T for tape. Now we're going to go over 1 meter. 1 meter. 1 meter. And we're just going to keep going over 1 meter at a time. There we go. 1 meter. 1 meter. And one meter. Alright. This last one is going to kind of have a gap here. So we're just going to take that last one and we're going to delete it. We'll end up doing something else. So now that we know that this goes up perfectly, we're just going to press C for circle, and we're going to bring it out by 0.15. Same thing. 0.15. 0.15. 0.15. 0.15. All the way over. There we go. We're going to go ahead, we're going to delete this line. And now we have what our railings are going to be. Press Control V because we haven't changed anything. We're going right there. Once again. Now we can go ahead, we can delete all this. Go over here. You don't even need this anymore. because that's on the face. You can do the same thing. Edit, delete guides, cleans up nicely. We're going to click on this line. Once again, use the follow me. Goes right back over. Let's go inside, see how this looks. Beautiful. Hey, look at that. Delete the line. There. Beautiful geometry. P for push and pull. We're going to go up on face and double click. All the way over. Okay. Now we're going to jump back into here. Looks like that was pretty well all set. Look down to the bottom. Goes all the way through. There we go. Now we have our grand staircase really coming along. Looks pretty good so far. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit more detail to the floor here. And there's a couple different ways we can do this. I want it going on the inside too, so we're going to delete this. F for offset. And we are going to go instead of 0.18, we're going to do 0.15. Alright, and we're going to stop right here. So L for line, we're going to go over on the red axis, we're going to go down on the green axis, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to, Control Z. We're going to delete this, we're going to delete this, Control Z. What's going on here? P for push and pull. Alright, Control Z, maybe we got to bring this up first. L for line, on edge, and for whatever reason it's not registering, because Control Z, so let's just bring this up. 0.2 works. So now we have some tapering going in from here. L for line, on edge, green, on edge, down to the bottom. We're going to do the same right here, on edge, P for push and pull. Escape, I'm sorry. P for push and pull, right where it says offset limited to blah blah blah, and then we're going to click on this one, bring it down to the floor, swing around, and we're going to put that right there back on the edge. Now we can go ahead and we can delete this line right here, and this over here where our stair is, P for push and pull. Let's bring that right on the face. There we go. We're going to keep that because that's going to be a different texture later on. And we're going to do the same with this. L for line, click on it, going down the green, from the green, on edge, but along the blue axis. Same thing over here, on red. P for push and pull. We're going to bring that in. This is coming down. And we are going, well now since we're here, just be senseless not to take care of this right away. Delete, 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 delete. There we go. Everything's nice and even. P for push and pull. On face. There we go. So now we have that looking a lot better. Let's go down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to delete some of these lines. If we delete this one, it's going to just break open. But there's certain ones you can delete. Anything on a straight face, we can get rid of this extra geometry. Anywhere where there's a break or it looks like the line can be connected to, you're not going to want to delete that. So let's just delete some of these, and the more you do it, the more you start to say, okay, well, I know I can delete this one because I've done this with Sketchup before. After a while, you just get the hang of it. And I think this actually is, oh, wait, no, there's one more. There should be two more. 3, 4, oh wow, okay. Delete, 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 delete. And we're just cleaning up our model. Should be the name of this video. Delete, delete, delete. Alright. Now that we've done that, we're jumping down into here. Notice how these edges are in now. You can see all the holes going all the way up from what we were working with there. Alright. So we're actually doing quite well now. Next thing that we're going to do is, I don't know if I want to keep these just like that. I mean, you can if you want to, but T for tape, and we're going to go up along the blue axis, and we're going to do 0.3. 0.3 looks good. And I think we'll keep the top ones like that, but not these bottom ones. So from 0.3, we're going over here. R for rectangle, we're going to go over. P for push and pull, doesn't really matter how high it is. And then we're just going to take this, we're going to highlight it. M for move. We're going to go over to our midpoint. On line. Oh, see, we don't want that. So Control Z. This was a little bit too big, so P for push and pull, we're going to bring that in a lot more. Actually, heck, we can do not on face. There we go. Now let's highlight it and do it on line. So M for move, midpoint. On line. There we go. Now we got that. Oh, perfect. And make sure it's not going through the wall. As long as it's not going through the wall, we're in good shape. Alright, did that. P for push and pull, and we're just going to bring this all the way over and slice that right in half. Now that we've done that, we're going to take this, once again, right click, intersect faces with model. Should intersect pretty quickly since we didn't choose the whole entire model. And we're just going to delete all this right here. Oop, Control Z to back up. There we go. Same thing with this, we're just deleting all of it. We're getting rid of it. We're saying goodbye. Delete. Now for this top part, there's a couple different ways we could do this. You can actually, I mean, if you want to keep it like this and change like different colors, you can do that, but I'm just going to get rid of these faces right here. There we go. Now this is gray, so we're going to right click, reverse faces. There we go. Do the same over here. Delete, 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 delete. Right click, reverse faces. Okay. Beautiful, look at that. Alright. So now we got our banister, we got this, we have over here our entranceway. We'll go ahead, we'll make a door we'll save that for the next one. Actually, this might be a 4-part tutorial because we can really get detailed into this. And of course, we're going to add on down here. I don't know what the heck we're going to add on here, but we could do something cool. Something maybe we'll end up putting furniture and stuff in here. But let's just keep this as it is for right now. This concludes the tutorial, the second part. So we came along a long way from where we were a little while ago. And the third part of the tutorial we'll go into more details, more editing, and ultimately, hopefully this is a 3-part tutorial, but then we'll end up going into, well, we're also going to do our ceiling too. We're going to make that a lot more detailed. And we're also going to do, maybe put some windows here along the sides. Those are fairly easy. We're going to do, heck, what can't we do? We can do tons of stuff. But we're going to add 2 windows on both sides. We're going to add a door up here, and we're going to add a doorway down here. And of course, down here we're going to add maybe like a hallway going both ways, and then that'll be going into our next room. Because each room that we're going to be doing, and I'll get into this on the third, we will make this a 4-part tutorial. I'll add it in as a bonus session. We're going to end up, each room is going to be its own model. That way it's not all connected, and Unity can render it accordingly. Oh, and we're also going to clean up all this crud too. Alrighty, so now that we've done that, go ahead, practice. Try, if you really want to get into this, definitely try recreating this over and over and over, and do what you want. You know, you can add on to it. I mean, if you really want to get into it, you can go ahead and maybe touch this up a little bit. You know, how I would do that is, heck, right here, 0.45. Go over here, 0.45. And from there, 0.15. And along the green axis, 0.75. There we go. Looks about right. R for rectangle. And then P for push and pull. And bring this up a little bit. Or you can just totally connect it from this end to this end. It doesn't matter. I mean, do what you want, you know. Then go underneath, and yeah, everything looks good. So I mean, just add more and more detail to it. You know, you can't get over detailed because like I said, each room is going to be its own model. I forget exactly. T for tape. This is approximately how tall here? Midpoint. 0.3. So we'll do the same for this. Going up the blue axis, 0.3. R for rectangle. You don't even have to do this on the outside. It's just easier to do it on the outside that way. Yeah, you don't want to do that here. So go out here. P for push and pull. Bring that up. Bring this over. And we're going into our midpoint after I'll bring this down. M for move. Let's go over here. We're going back over. And on the line. There we go. P for push and pull. Bring that over. And we're doing the same thing all the way over. All the way down. And bring that up. There we go. Intersect face with model. Okay, now that that's done, now we can go ahead and we can do the same thing. Just go ahead, delete all this. on this. Once again, right click and reverse faces. Do the same thing. Otherwise, like I said before, you're going to be able to see through your geometry. Reverse faces, and now the faces are correctly facing. Okay, so everything on the inside you want to be white, everything on the outside has to be gray. There we go. And now it looks a lot better. And heck, we can go ahead and add even more to this. I mean, maybe we'll get even more detailed in this next time. Who knows? So anyways, go ahead, comment if you have any questions. Please subscribe, as always. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, once again, now we made this a little bit more detailed. After that, we're going to make all this interior even more detailed as much as possible. And then when we texture it, just like with the bump mapping, we're going to see the real magic happen. The third tutorial, like I said, is going to be probably longer than this one, and if we don't get everything covered, then I'm going to end up making a fourth anyways. But instead of wasting my breath, I'll let you go, and yeah, enjoy. Thank you.